The Packers and the Green Bay city leaders struggled to find common ground in negotiations on a new lease agreement for Lambeau Field. City of Green Bay suspending those talks until the Packers return to the table with a proposal that Mayor Eric Genrich says is, quote, worthy of our consideration, end quote.
Well, the current lease isn't up for several years yet. Both sides say negotiations have been happening now for several months. Mayor Genrich posted on social media earlier today saying that while the city had productive conversations with the Packers' written proposal did not match their discussions. Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy also responded in an article from the Packers, saying he's disappointed and surprised in the city's decision to suspend negotiations.
Murphy saying today in part, quote, we're a community-owned team. We're going to give back. We want to work things out, and we've shown we're not asking for any public money. We've invested a lot of money into the stadium and into the community with Titletown. We've told the city we will continue to invest in the future, end quote. Murphy continued on to say he's confident the organization and the city will reach an agreement. He also announced that upgrades to Lambeau Field are being halted until that agreement is made. Meantime, Mayor Eric Genrich also expressing optimism toward coming to agreement, saying, quote, we remain confident we'll be able to jointly build a future for Lambeau Field that substantively benefits our city as a whole, end quote.